Russell Mickey.
All right. Welcome to the DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Rasul McGee. It's Saturday. That's right. It's Saturday to hear your sports that you want to hear on your weekend. As always, we got a lineup that's going to knock your socks off. So keep those socks on because we're going to go off into outer space. We're going to talk about the Washington Commanders, about the draft and the NFL draft. This is the month, folks. This is the month. Give another 2 weeks. We're going to be in there. And there's a lot of hype around number 2. From what I read, it doesn't look good. Maybe it's stupid. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just throwing off everybody that they can see. That's fine. But we're going to get into that a little bit in a minute. We're on talking about the Washington Wizards. And I'm having a little trouble. I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but it seems like the Washington Wizards website is under construction. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me, my laptop. I don't know. But I want to get your thoughts on it. Also, we're just going to talk about the Wizards losing to the Portland Trail Blazers by 6 points after beating and contending with the Lakers and beating Milwaukee. We'll see what's going on with that as well. We're going to also discuss the Baltimore Orioles on a tear. They just keep winning and winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And we're going to talk about the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees as well. And we're going to get Louis Tenor. We're going to have Lou come in here and explain to us what is happening with the Washington Capitals. So we just got a lineup that we wouldn't believe, you wouldn't believe, and I wouldn't believe as well. And we're also going to talk about DC Defenders, folks. Yes, the XFL is back, folks. Tomorrow, the XFL is going to start with the DC Defenders. I forgot who they're going to play, but we're going to look into that as well. So with that being said, let's start the show. We got a panel that's coming in here. We got Big Steve and we got Coach who just chimed in here. How y'all doing?
Doing fine, sir.
That's good.
Doing great. Thank you.
Well, I'm really happy about this because we get to talk about meaningful things that are happening around our Commanders. And what's problematic to me is number 2. Now, the number 2, as we always say on my show, is the most important draft of the Commanders' viewership in the NFL. They had just recently had a regime change from Ron Rivera to Dan Quinn, who used to be the defensive head coach of the Dallas Cowboys as well. And this draft has a potential of talent quarterbacks off the board, on the board, off the field, on the field, a list of really great wide receivers, and also, and I'm not going to state this any further, running backs and tight ends. So this draft has a trifecta of talent across the board. But here's the problem, folks. Here is the problem. At number 2, the Commanders are about to destroy themselves by doing stupid things during tryouts of these high quality players here. I am really upset about how they're winning about this because you know who's lurking over our shoulders, and it's our NFC East opponents, Dallas, Eagles, Giants. They're like, okay, since the Commanders are picking at 2, we got to go after a quarterback as well, the Giants are thinking. NFL Eagles are saying, you know what, since they went after, they're going to draft from the quarterback, we're going to go ahead and get a veteran quarterback in Kenny Pickett, who was a former Steeler quarterback. And then, Dallas like, okay, well, we really don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to go ahead and stick with Dak. And Dak is up there doing scouting for the Dallas Cowboys. That's when you know something's wrong. Dak is in the press conference going, yeah, we're going to pick the best quality player available at our pick at 26. Yeah, we're really doing good. And everybody's like, why are you there, sir? Aren't you supposed to be home resting? What's going on? Why are you there? Anyway, moving forward.
Yeah.
So
That is a big question.
that is a huge question. Why are you there scouting when you have scouters for your paying from the organization, and you have a offensive line and not offensive line, offensive coordinator who's going to help you pick as well. So that's the whole problem with the Dallas Cowboys there. So we're not going to touch them. My whole thing with the Commanders, and I'm gonna get your points on this. We did the sacrilegious thing, and I was just talking to Big Steve about it last week, about how we did Kellen Winslow very, very dirty. But we really did get a good pick in Sean Taylor. My thing is you don't go and poke the bear. And I heard this, you heard this this old saying before. You don't poke the bear because the bear can come back and haunt you, right? Like when we picked Bacardi, Rambo, and DJ Swearinger was right there. DJ Swearinger, who went to the Cardinals that Monday night, we played against them, and we got creamed. Because I state, and I quote, the analysts that were there when we were in the draft said that DJ Swearinger was the complete safety. And you know what we did? We disregarded that whole idea of him being the complete safety and went with Bacardi Rambo out of Georgia. I was livid. I said, you gotta be kidding me. And then what he do for the past year or the past football year? Tortures us like there was no tomorrow. Like, you should have picked me. I'm right here. I just picked you off. Not once, not twice. Yeah, and then he goes to the Texans and lights us up there when we played the Texans, when they had J.J. Watt and they had that big tight end guy, I forgot his name, and he just creamed us on Sunday afternoon. It was the most embarrassing loss that we had against the Texans. Moving forward.
He creamed you? What?
I don't know. Whatever you watching, you gotta put yourself on mute because nobody wants to hear that on this family show. But anyway, here's what we're gonna do. We got Louis TENOR here, hands of the co-host of Enhanced Sports Show. How you doing, Lou?
All right, Rasul, thanks.
You're welcome, man. So we're gonna I want your take on what the Capitals are doing after this 3-game loss, but we're working on the Commanders right here, so you can chime in at any time. But here's the problem I'm having with this whole ordeal. I can go through a list of draft players that we picked over and got creamed in the regular season. Here's the problem that I'm having. We can fix it now where we balance all years past, right? Because we just really screwed Chase Young and Montez Sweat. We actually kicked them all for doing nothing, for doing what they're supposed to do. And they were dominant on both sides of the football. I mean, both sides of the fence. Now, we don't have that tandem no more. We have standard veterans. Now, don't get me wrong. I like veterans and the youngsters balanced. But when you have too many veterans on the team, it brings back the years of North Turner, Jay Gruden, and I forgot the other coach name. But you don't want to repeat history, because history tends to say, haha, we tried this before, and look what happened. All this money, we went bankrupt. So, panel, help me out. I think I need some really good advice for the listeners and for myself, because you panel are the very best on this show. So let's go ahead and go with Big Steve and end with Lou. So the question is right now is number 2 going to be, as analysts have stated before the pro day, Daniels as number 2 or Penix? Come on, Steve. Tell me what's going on.
Okay. I think the Washington Commanders is going to smoke the mirrors. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people. I heard there was 6 teams that's after that number 2 pick, including the Cowboys. Because, even with that, they talking about they be giving Zach to the Commanders for their number 1 for this and that. I heard it all. But I think if I'm a betting man, they're going to pick Daniels just by pure athlete because Pittsburgh, remember, his track record is good when it comes to quarterback. So, even though May's got a strong arm and Penix got a strong arm and stuff, ain't nobody could run track more better than Daniels. So I think he's gonna pick him, and that's gonna be our future. I think what's going to happen is Marijuana's going to be the starter with Daniels being the backup. And if things go wrong, Daniels going to be the starting quarterback later on.
Okay. All right. Coach, what you think?
Well, I found out that Peters wants 4 quarterbacks. And, yeah, I know there's going to be cuts,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the end. But it's like, plus I've been watching NFL Network. They keep bringing up Drake. What is it, May?
Yeah, the Drake May.
Yeah. And I keep seeing that, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I agree with that.
I agree with it too. Lou?
Do what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Coach. Finish your thought.
Well, it's going to be, I think the 3 ahead. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, one of them is going to be teaching, like the rookies. So,
right.
It's making me wonder who is going to be that right one.
See, this is why I had the conversation, because they throwing so much out to everybody, and I get the idea of misleading. Well, I'll get into my point. Let me go to Lou. Lou, help me out, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, well, speed, I think, is the name of the game. So you're gonna have to, choose one, but this is not gonna be a easy decision to make here. So you might have to, just reevaluate with your positions here.
I know.
It's gonna be right at the game. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the $1 million question, because I get the idea of smoke screen. Don't get me wrong. I agree with the smoke screen. The smoke screen is about words, folks. Smoke screen. Okay, so in the NFL, is an NFL rule to throw smoke screens at the press when the press is asking questions about who you're going to pick in the NFL draft. The idea is not to go in public and do a smoke screen verbally and show that you're showing support to the player in his pro day. That's sacrilegious. You just don't do that. That's like me going to LeBron camp and being a Wizards fan. It's like, hey, listen, you have a game against the Wizards. I want you to beat us by 40 points. And you start high-fiving, and they see you, and you're part of the Wizards organization. You understand what I'm saying? That is a huge problem when you see that on TV. Like, hey, this is the owner. He's with LeBron and high-fiving him. Oh, you're gone. You're gone, buddy. You're gone. So you and this brings up what I was talking to Big Steve about, Kellen Winslow. When when Joe Gibbs was head coach, we went and selected Sean Taylor because Santana Moss and Clinton Portis said, hey, listen, you got to get this guy. He's off the chain. Get Sean Taylor. Wow. And then what happened to Kellen Winslow? He was selected by Cleveland. he went on this horrible tear. His father, who was playing for Joe Gibbs, told Joe Gibbs to hire my son. Joe Gibbs said, okay, we're going to do it. And then one day before the draft, they get a call from Clint Portis and Santana Moss. And then it changed the whole trajectory on the NFL. Now, I'm not saying it was a look. Sean Taylor was the best in the NFL. Kellen Winslow, he might have been good. His talent might have been off the chain, but he was not Sean Taylor. And I'm sorry that he had a string of bad luck. He went down the tubes after that. It was not his fault. But that brings up my point. You're going to torch a mental unstable player who is coached to be an unstable mental player. And you're going to have to deal with that if he's not playing where he was coached to play. So you do not tamper with that. Because if you look at, here's another example. Lawrence Taylor is a prime example of what I'm about to tell you. Lawrence Taylor was taught to go after the quarterback. When Lawrence Taylor was not selected the way he was supposed to select it, what do? He said, I'm coming after the quarterbacks. I'm going to come after one of you. When he was selected by the Giants, after everybody. And he made a statement on the field. This is what I'm talking about. There are so many things that you can do strategic-wise. That is not strategy. That is actually poking the bear. And what did Chase Young say? Chase Young said the same thing. Oh, nobody came at. Oh, no, who was it? I think we picked one person from. Was that Brian O'Rapo? I believe that was Brian O'Rapo we picked at 4.
Maybe.
Brian O'Rapo said that nobody picked me. I'm coming after you. And sure enough, he did not disappoint. He went after him and Ryan Kerrigan. Both were. I called them the Kraken. Because they'll crack your back. They're not chiropractors, but they practice on the field. And that's what happened.
Right.
So here's what I'm saying, folks. The NFL draft coming in the next 2 weeks is by far, 3 weeks, is by far the most important draft in our lifetime. Here's what I read, folks, and I want you to chime in as well. I read that the Commanders are going to get away from number 2 and drop and gain more picks. I said, huh? I said, what? I didn't hear you. My ears are playing tricks on me. What you say? You're going to drop from the 2 all the way to what? The 3rd round? You dumb. I hate every last one of you. I'm going to go and burn down all the bushes and Ashburn and make sure that nobody gets in their car. No, I'm sorry. I'm joking. I do not advocate violence. I would never do that. I just play one on TV, but I do not advocate violence, folks. But this would make anybody do that. Why would you do something so stupid? You were hired to change the culture, not change your mind. That's dumb.
Yeah.
You cannot. So here's another problem I'm having with that.
You need to keep that number 2, and
yeah.
if it's a really good pick, like it should be,
right?
Yeah, because everybody else wants it.
Do you know how many people? Do you know how many people will sit in the corner, start rocking back and forth because you chose to drop and gain more picks? But you have a quarterback who's talented to start right after you get out of the draft. He's ready to go. He's ready to get into that playbook and digest it and get on that field and throw the football. But you're going to drop to a round 3 to pick a quarterback. You're dumb. I will call you dumb to your face for the rest of your life. I will sit down at the kitchen
Yeah.
table where you eat and call you dumb and get up with my plate in my hand. That's how I'll do it. Because you cannot tell me that it's the better suggesting tactic that you can have when you have 1 through 10 best players.
The best play.
You see what I'm saying? The best players, and you're going to drop to number 2. I wish you would, man. I wish you'd do that.
Yeah.
I'll be right there in your house going, oh, you're awake. We got something to talk about. Have a seat, pull up a chair. Now, you did what? At when? Call the cops. I don't care. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have the cops sit down and we're going to talk this out. Because this is dumb. Whoever wrote that article, I would like you to come on the DMV Sports Show and have this this conversation with me, because that was the dumbest article I could ever read coming out of that whole place.
Yes.
Please come. Okay, I had to breathe, because if I would have said something, they would have canceled my show. Anyway, but moving forward, the thing that we do here is we put the dots together, right? And we have a really analytical thoughts of why the Commanders are going in the direction that they're going. Sometimes we don't agree. Sometimes we do have our opinions, which is loved here. But this, you can't say nothing about that article. I really cannot. I was so angry. I didn't even know who wrote it. that's how angry I was. I'm like, oh, no. This is why I was able. See, Coach, I wanted you to be here so I can get the number of that cactus so I can send it to them. Whoever did it. Because I was going to give him the cactus and +2, have him sit on it. But I didn't, I couldn't find you. I knew you were doing something. I'm like, okay, well, let's not bother her. I'll find another way to get a cactus. But you don't do something like that. That's like me going to.
Wow.
I'm gonna give this analogy, and I'm gonna have y'all comment on it, and then we'll move on. This is like me going to Dallas headquarters, yanking Jerry Jones and telling Jerry Jones, hey, listen, man, we really need you in Commandos World. Can you come down here and mentor us? And he'll go, sure. And then I'm standing there in front of Commanders headquarters with Jerry Jones, explaining to everybody, this is the new course of action. He really means well. He's going to help us out. Do you know how much hate mail I would get from this point on until I'm old and gray and in the hospice? I think people would sit there and go, oh, you're that guy. All right. Get him the old Jello in the back. Get him the old Jello in the back. Put that on the table. Make he eat it. I would not be favored no more. That's where we are right now. You cannot do that. That's like doing the opposite. That's like Lou going to Ron Rivera and going, hey, Ron, I know you were the Commanders' former head coach. We need your help. Can you come with us to Dallas headquarters and help us out? Do you know how fast Ron Rivera will be pushed out of that facility? No, actually, he would not. No, I don't think he would, because he made us lose. So he'll be loved. Oh, you the one who was coaching. How? Come on in. Yeah, we beat you like 35-0. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, have a seat. What you need? You need something? So that's my point, folks. You don't poke the bear. The bear remembers, and the bear will ask for another fish to fry. And that's where I'm at right now. So panel, am I wrong in this assessment? Am I wrong in my analogies? Let's start with Lou and with Steve. What you think, Lou?
No, I think you're right. You're assessment. Ron is who he is, so you got to factor that. He won't jump in the chair. So you're right. So your calculations are correct.
Yeah. So I mean, what are we doing, Coach? Help me out. Am I going crazy?
No, but I did read also when we get the number 2, they were going to trade.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
yep.
It depends on what you're going to trade for. Who? What if it's the one we want?
Exactly.
I just want to shake them. I'm going to have The casket's ready.
Yo, I could just picture you in the dark, like, oh, you're home. We got something to talk about. Guess what I got in my possession? A cactus. You know where it's gonna be
want
at?
to talk. I've got an emoji that says we need to have a talk.
It's gonna be on your shirt. We gotta have a little discussion.
You know, they better not go down that road. That's it. That's just it. No, I can't help it. I agree with you.
I appreciate you. Hey, Big Steve, man. What do you?
Either way, I agree.
I hear you.
Don't go that way.
Like, yo, exactly. Big Steve, man. Come on now. What's good? Tell me.
I think there's a smoke screen. This general manager, remember, he's making the call, not the coach. And I think because of the free agents we pick, we're gonna go as planned. We're gonna pick Daniels, and then we're gonna pick. Remember, we have some offensive tackles now, so he's gonna probably pick quarterback first, wide receiver second, offensive tackle third, and then we're gonna go. Cause we just picked up linebackers. We got a whole new because we traded.
I get all that.
Number 47. We just traded number 47. So
right.
We got a whole new set of linebackers, whole new set of safeties, whole new set of quarterbacks, right?
Right.
And we picked up from the world, because the NFL with the World League, they pick up different people. We picked up a 6'7", 300-pound defensive tackle. So we got people. We got a defense.
Well, here's my point.
I think we're going to.
Here's my point.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you're saying to me, and I hear about roster, but you still got to understand we need a quarterback at that helm to direct all that, not the defense.
The lead.
We gonna stay. Remember,
we need that later.
We picked up the Cleveland Brown quarterback from last year. Remember, he started the 4th year.
We picked up. We pressed up Brisket too.
We picked up. No, I know, but guess what? We're going to be safe, y'all. You know what? Because I had no worry on our team. You know what? We're going to pick up Daniels. We're going to be good. As soon as we pick up Daniels, I'm going to say, you know what? We good.
No, I hope. That's my point, bro. No. See,
this man was the former Heisman Trophy winner.
No, I understand that. Big Steve, listen to me, man. And I optimism is very loved here. But here's what I'm telling you. We have a history. We have a really rich history in doing what we just said or what I just read to you.
That was the old regime.
But no. Wait, listen.
That's 25 years of hell. Okay.
But listen.
We got a new regime.
I know.
We signed the most free agents out of anybody. We picked up 24 free agents.
Big Steve.
That's good. Ain't no substance in them free agents.
Big Steve.
Everybody going back. I mean, and I'm telling you, I talked to a lot of people this week. Everybody's scared. Everybody's saying, "Oh, we going back to the dance." You know what? We are not going back to the dance now today. This man know what he's doing. He put up.
Okay.
Remember, San Francisco was at nothing
Okay.
until this man came to them, and they started winning Super Bowl. I mean, not going to Super Bowls, but winning their division.
Yeah,
so we good.
Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say to you. You're right. You're right in your assessment. You're right in the roster. You're right about Adam Peters. You're right about the 49ers organization. But regardless of what you just stated, that's San Francisco. This is Commanders versus, formerly known as. Hold on, Big Steve. I let you talk, bro. Hold on.
Guess what?
Hold on. Big Steve. Big Steve.
Other day,
Big Steve.
Along with Robinson and what you call it. We are. See, people forgot we're gonna be dangerous. People don't know we are the unknown.
Big Steve.
I
want you to.
That's a good thing to be unknown.
We are the
Big Steve.
unknown. people looking like we are the Redskins or the Commanders or the Washington football team of the old.
No. Look, this is what I see. You won't let me finish my thought. I was trying to articulate what you were just saying, but you bought off half of what I was explaining. Here's what I'm saying to you. Everything that you just said right now is correct because of the fact that, one, this is the now. But those individuals you spoke to who has that same fear about it being the patterns, those are what's being feared, not what this not this coach that just came in. So what you're talking about is facts right now, but what you're not understanding is the past.
They signed all of them to 1 year deals.
Okay.
2, 3, 4 years.
Okay.
1 year deals. So they going for it this year. I wouldn't be surprised. We either outright beat the NFC East and go. So we going to the playoffs this year. But and I am this confident. I ain't never been this confident to this team since the 91 team.
All right. So this is what I'm trying to. This is what I'm trying to explain. I'm agreeing with you on the prime talking points of this, what we just did, and what the contracts are, and who we picked up, and who we're going for. I get all that. That is good. But remember that there was a point in time when we were trying to move forward and we literally laid a goose and egg and it was never hatched. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Okay. No. Hold on. No, wait. Big Steve. I let you talk, man. Let me talk, please.
Okay.
Everything you have stated was because of Daniel Snyder. I get that. We have a new regime. We have Big Magic Johnson. We have Joe Harris, and we have Joe Rouse. We got them. Yes, excellent. Point blank, got it. Here's the pattern, though. The same exact pattern, not the person. The pattern. The pattern shows that yes. We went and talked to, what was that person? Okay, we have, what was it? Kenny Pritt, Sam Howell. Who was the other quarterback? G.C. Stroud. There was another quarterback out there that we were supposed to, quote unquote, look at and get. But we went and got Sam Howell. My point is that Ron Rivera didn't do his homework. You know what he did? He went any, mini, money, mo. Let's get Sam Howell. All right. Sam Howell was selected. And what happened? Sam Howell threw for 4,000 yards and had more interceptions than touchdowns. Okay, surprise. What do you want?
Well, I'm going to say this is we let go of a quarterback.
Exactly.
Exactly. We let go of that man, and that man's going to be a good coach in the future.
He is going to be one heck of a quarterback's coach and a head coach because he's going to stay there and he's going to dissect every single X and O's of every offensive playbook he came into play. And this is why I said we always bite the bullet or we actually get in front of the bullet because
that's going to show that we're going to have to change from a lot of stuff.
And that's my point. That's the point I'm actually getting into. This draft is about changing the culture, not repeating the past. Because you know how history is. It's about repeating itself. So we're constantly repeating things. It's time to cut it off. Now, to Big Steve's credit, he was talking about the culture within itself, about the players. But he has What I'm trying to get him to understand is the patterns are being shown. Now, of course, this is still we're still
You
in
mean because we've kept some veterans?
No, because we tend to do stupid stuff when we don't know. This is why I had advocated for this organization to go revisit what it means to be a Washington football team, Washington Commander, Washington Redskins, so they can understand what the fans are going through in this day and age. Not because they wanted to be head coach and wanted this organization. No, they have to know what this organization is to love it like we do. You know, we're not just doing this. We're not just doing this to be doing it.
Yeah, remember, and this owner loves the team. Remember, he grew up watching the Washington Redskins.
Well, let's to be honest. I'm gonna be real with you. This man was a
Harris.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. He was a 76er.
Let me tell you something.
He was a 76er, and he was a Philadelphia Eagle. He was never a Commander. Let's be real.
No, he was. No, the guy. Look at his background. No, I know his background.
No.
He was a Washington Redskins fan.
But no, he was a Eagles fan because he helped the Eagles. He was also a 76er, so he had that organization booming before he came here. Remember, he was a Redskins fan, but he would never root for the Redskins at the time. He was a 76er. You know, those Philadelphia Eagles fans, they don't want you to root for another team. They'll cite you out. You know how the fans are. Come on now, we played against them. You know, we actually.
No, he was a Philadelphia 76er fan, but he was always a Washington Redskins. Remember, he lived not too far from where I live at now. So I did some biography on him. So he was, but Magic Johnson, remember, he loves this city. He really loved this city because if not, he would have never got the Magic Johnson place on Prince George's County.
So let's be real with Magic Johnson.
You see how destructive he was when the games we played last year. How pissed off he was and stuff.
For the record, the P word
don't get me wrong. I think after the draft, next Saturday, after that Saturday, we're gonna sound real calm and after we're gonna be talking. Not gonna be picked up after the third round. We're gonna be talking nice and neat, doing the fourth round when your show starts Saturday, and you're gonna say, you know what, Steve? I told you so.
So let me say this: Steve is real passionate about the Commanders, but he has regretful use of that P word for. Let's this is I know you're very passionate, man, but you know what? We cannot use that word. This is a family show once again, so we're gonna restrict that from the record. But we understand.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But you know what? You have to understand that we are very passionate groups of people who love our teams and voice to the highest ability. Moving forward, we get what you're saying, Steve. We get it 100%. It's just the other aspect of it is what I was trying to explain to you. But let's go ahead and move on. We're going to move on to the Washington Wizards. Excuse me. The Washington Wizards, they beat some really good team. They beat Milwaukee. I think they didn't have Dame up there. I think they did have Giannis, but we beat them without Dame. If Dame was in there, we wouldn't have won. We actually took it to the Lakers without Denny. Now, here's what I'm going to say about the Lakers and the Wizards game. And I said this before. We are a good team without Denny and Bilal. And it showed. Even though we lost by 5 points, we showed that we took it to LeBron. LeBron was not happy. He wanted to blow us out at least 40, 50, 55 points. Didn't happen. You know why? Because this team came back. Every time he came back, you saw his expression. I can't blow this team out for nothing. All right, fine. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot this three, and I'm going to make it. I'm going to sit down. My game's over. We're up by 10 in the fourth quarter. So what happens? We turn him off the chain because the Tristan, the Serbian, went off the chain for 5 minutes and he was lighting it up. He got off the bench. He was like, what? They're coming back? What? And we came back, and then that's when he was yelling at the sideline. Hold the ball. Hold the ball. Don't let him shoot another one. Hold the ball. So when we shot a 3, they held the ball until the game was over. This is what I'm talking about, what Wizard basketball is. That, when we took it to the Lakers, even though we lost by 5, we took it to them without Denny and Bilal. See, this is what I'm talking about. Folks, I want you to hear me out. I'm not... All right, so I recently had some really falling out with Wizards fans who didn't understand what my position was on Denny and Bilal. They kept saying, oh, you're against Israel if you're not with him. No, this has nothing to do with Israel. You're against French people. No, this has nothing to do with Bilal's, nationality. This is about international versus NBA. NBA is not as it used to be. It's not as used to be when we had Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, David Robinson, Avery Johnson, Raul Horry, Kareem Olajuwon, Larry Bird. The idea of what I'm talking about is basically the strength of your offense. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot have this type of player who is offensive and not have defensive skills. And then you're going to throw your hands up and ask for a foul to be called. Somebody took the ball away from you, numbnut. Can you go chase them down? Don't throw your hands up. Why are you throwing your hands up? You're not being arrested. Go get the basketball. Come on now. That is the dumbest thing I ever seen a person do. And not only that, this day in the league, if you take the ball away from you, you're being punked. And that's what happened to Denny. Not once, not twice, but every single night. That's my problem with him. He doesn't play like he's in the NBA. He plays like he's in the international league. See, when you're in the international league, you get the calls right off the bat. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference between him and his mindset. And there's his second year, I think his 4th year. He still hasn't got it yet. Yeah, he scored 43 points. The guy in Detroit, he scored 50. And he lost. It's not about scoring multiple points. It's about understanding that when you're going on the court, you're going to have to dominate the whole entire game. I'm not saying dominate like LeBron. LeBron doesn't dominate. He whines. He literally whines about, hey, are you going to call this? You see what he did to me? Okay, good. All right, just making sure. I am the face of the NBA now. I'm on one of the stats right there. You see me? I beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So this is my point, folks. If you look at where we are with the Wizards, they're going to have to choose where we are in the NFL draft. NBA draft, we got to pick either the person from Purdue or from the or from another college. I don't know.
Hey, but guess what? If we get LeBron James son, we could get LeBron too.
Oh no. Let's not put that into the air. No, we can't. No, we're not bringing Bronny here.
Everybody know that.
Steve, do not bring no Bronny here. I do not want LeBron sitting in the stand going, hey, I used to beat this team.
Anytime, if we get the number 1 pick, we're going to pick Bronny.
Oh,
and LeBron
no.
going to say, you know what, I got to come to D.C. with him. Because, his father's from D.C. Don't forget.
I Do not. No, he's from Cleveland. Stop doing that. He is from Cleveland because that's where he went to.
His father's from here. His father's from DC.
No, I don't want none of that.
That's right.
No, I don't want no part of that. We're not advocating for LeBron being here. Let's change topic because this is going down the wrong road. Moving on. So let's go ahead and go to the Baltimore Orioles. Steve just ruined it for everybody. All right, let's go. All right, so, the Baltimore Orioles just keep on winning. They beat the Pittsburgh Pirates. That pitcher from the Pittsburgh Pirate, I cannot call it. He's pretty good, but he screwed up. Just like the rookie from the Royals screwed it up, and then we came back and won it in the bottom of the ninth. So this one, we definitely need, because the Yankees look, to my credit, to Lou's credit, because Lou is a Yankees fan. Soto looks good, and he's actually making them more difficult to beat. But the jury's. Lou, go ahead, man. Speak your truth. What's going on?
I mean, we're only a week and a half in. You really can't go by what's going now. I mean, there's really nothing to be concerned about unless saying you're like the open A. That's another story. I mean, it's a good start right now, but it's still early to tell where the Yankees are going to go or where the Nationals go. They're still trying to get used to each other. So I don't think we can make any assumption on how a hot start is going to be carrying over sailing when we get to like August. Because for all we know, the team that's hot in April could be crash and burn by August. And if you're the Pittsburgh Pirates, you probably will anyway, because we know how they do.
Right.
I mean, last year they got the hot start in April. What happened to that?
Yeah.
A 360 just like that, crash and burn.
True.
So it's a little hard to pick what's going to say the first week of the season, and then when we get into the heart of the season, are the teams still in contention? Because like if you're Pittsburgh, probably not. If you're Oakland, definitely not. If you're the Reds, very unlikely. You get the idea. And if you're the Mets, well, if you're going to be a Mets like you were last year, give them a prayer.
I mean, you make great points. I understand what you're coming from, but now that the season has started, you can really tell who's going to be left out of the lineup and who's going to be in contention for the playoffs. For me, I picked us, and I think we had a 2-game losing streak in the middle of the season. And people were like, "Oh, Orioles are falling off." I said, "Don't worry about it. We get back up and we'll start winning." They're like, "You're crazy."
They're always gonna come back,
right? And that's why I was like, "Okay, who the analysts had us going, had us losing," and I'm like, "Okay, well, you must not know what we can do." And boom, but to Lou's credit, the Yankees lost to Toronto 3-0. So they're like 6-2 now. But they got Guzman and they got Schmidt. So Guzman for Toronto and Schmidt for the Yankees. So I think Schmidt is going to actually beat Guzman for this win. It's probably going to be a real close one, like 3-4 or 5-6. It's more like 3-4. But I got the Yankees winning this. So today and tomorrow, the Yankees going to play the Yankees, and the Yankees going to take on the Marlins for a 2-game series in New York. So I got them beating basically the series of these two, because the Marlins are pretty good in pitching, but their hitting is like horrible. But that's going to be a good one. But Lou, this is where I need your help, man. So tell me what's happening with the Capitals. They 3-game losing streak. What's going on?
The Capitals, well, they're fighting. I mean, they're fighting to get the playoff spot. I mean, they made some careless moves in these last 3 games, and they really got to get their act together if they're going to make the wild card spot, because it's a tight race between a few teams, and they have to win every game. Because right now the Islanders are closing into, so they really have to get their act together if they want to avoid missing out on another wild card spot.
So what placement are the Capitals?
You want to go by division? You want to go by conference?
Let's go by conference.
Yeah, that's fair because the division, kind of gets confusing. All right, so if this ridiculous page will load up here. Okay, so as we look now, what conference are the division stupid? Okay, here we go. It takes forever to load up.
It's okay, no worries.
All right, well, right now, the Rangers and the Bruins are. Oh wow, this race is tight. Yeah. All right, so Rangers, Bruins, Hurricanes, Panthers, Maple Syrups, Release, Lightning. Oh, you're in 10th right now in the conference. You're at 82 points. There's a log jam between the Islanders all the way down to the Flyers, so you're still in distance to get one of the last playing spots, but you're gonna have to win right now.
Right. So are they in 5th place or 6th place?
In doubles and upper spot. Yeah.
So the Capitals are in 6th place?
Capitals are in. No, they're in 10th place.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And remember, there's no playing spot in hockey,
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy though.
We're only about 2 points out of the spot. So there's a big log jam for 83 points because the Islanders and Flyers, your Capitals, are all right there.
So basically, if they win the next 4 games, they could be potentially up in the 5th spot.
But you have to wait to see who's losing.
Good point.
That's true. You have to win, but your opponents have to lose.
True.
Otherwise, you're just stuck in that same position. Oh, we got the points, but we didn't get the win. Because our other teams have beaten their opponents, and that's going to leave us going nowhere.
You're going to be my hockey guy from now on, man, because you explain it more better than I can explain it. All right, man. That's Louis TENOR, the host of the Enhanced Sports Show, co-host. He doesn't disappoint. He brings the heat. Like there's nobody's feet on fire. That's who Louis TENOR is, man. Yo, Lou, from this point on, man, you're gonna be my hockey guy. All right, I'm gonna hire you. You got you? Thank you. Hey, thanks for doing that right now. I know we got 8 minutes to go, folks, but you know what? Like I always tell you before, my show doesn't be boring. We bring the fire. Sometimes we get burned. It's all right. But, Coach brings the cactus to everybody, so I'm happy at the end. So this is what... And I forgot. And then, go ahead. and then Miriam, she brings in the horses from I don't know where, so I don't know where she comes with the horses. But anyway,
Yeah.
She wakes up and takes her Campbell's soup like a champion. I know, but anyway. And so what?
Man,
7. So, like that little kid said, good. She does the same thing, but she does the horses at the end. But anyway, the thing about what we do is we actually bring the entertainment. What do y'all want to talk about? We got 7 minutes to go. What questions do you have? Go ahead, Lou.
I think I opened up just because I had a little problems with my show, so I didn't get a chance to do this. But who do you like in the Final Four on the men's side? And do you think that Iowa's going to win the women's tomorrow?
So for the women's side, I think Iowa has a really good shot because that Caitlin, she missed 6 shots in that game, but she was in it to win it. She has that killer mentality like Steph Curry does with the Warriors. She's ice cold. She has no filters there. I'm talking about this woman was born just to set fire to her house. I like her. I like I like her because she brings that entertainment that people love. We live in a world that's full of negativity. This woman drives and she drinks in it. She drinks negativity Coke. That's how I feel like, when she gets out of her car and she walks up to the facility, you could just feel the chill in the room. I'm like, yeah, that's a champ right there. So I got Iowa for the women's side. Women's side, she is off the chain. Listen, if the I want to bring my viewers to point here. If the LSU won that game against Iowa, that's who I was rooting for, because she has the same type of approach to the game as Caitlin does. But Caitlin had no fear. They didn't know what to do with Caitlin. So that's why I was like, why did you let her? You had her on the ropes. Why did you let her back in? That's on them. Caitlin won. Good job for Caitlin, Iowa. Now they're going to go and win it. You could have won it, but y'all didn't. So here's what I'm going to say, folks. That's who I got. Now for the men's side, it's up in the air. I thought Alabama was going to be out.
I'm for the underdog.
Alabama was, Alabama, I think they took out Clemson. Am I right, Lou?
They did.
And I'm like, how did they take out Clemson? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you could do that to
But I
football.
love the way North Carolina.
Well, right now, Purdue is leading NC State 35-29.
Yeah, Purdue's going to win it. Purdue is going to win it all, folks. I'm going to be real
No,
with you.
I think UConn, they played at 8:49. They played number 4 Alabama.
But here's what I'm
UConn to win it all.
here.
Like,
It's
UConn
UConn has been winning it for like 3 years straight. I got
they had a great game.
UConn and Purdue in the finals. It's going. Believe me, it's going to be Purdue. Purdue's going to win it because they got that center.
Gonna get it. Oh man.
I got UConn in the Channel 9 NCAA poll. They got from first place to ninth place, but I'm number 21. But if UConn win tonight, I can jump from 21 to 9.
Look, hey, Big Steve, man, if you go from 21 to 9, do you know that the whole nation is going to high five you?
Oh yeah, I know. I did good.
I know.
The women's thing, it got about 100,000 people, and I'm up to 108 in the women. So I did pretty good, from 100,000 people,
Man, well, you know what?
And I got South Carolina to win it all in the women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so this is what you need to do. You need to go to that station and ask for $1 million. And they don't give it to you.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and sit in the executive office and tell them that you're a new executive. All right, and see if they're gonna give you the money.
You know what? In 2015, I won the Channel 9. In 2015, I won the Channel 9 NCAA tournament, and I took home $5,000. So
nice.
I was happy to get them 2 credit cards. I was like, sweet. But
credit cards, no, you should have turned that back in. Like, I want the cash. Nah, see, me and you different. I would have gave him back the cards, and I demand the money in my hand by 3 o'clock today. I'll negotiate. They put me out though. They would have put me out in the street, but I would have negotiated.
I broke the code. I was stopping that code.
God, yo, that's determination right there, Steve. Wow.
With the codes, I'm sorry.
Oh man, no, you good.
Back there.
You good, man. You good. No, man. We got 2 minutes. So, any other sports related questions you want to ask me? Because we got 1 good minute. No? Okay. Well,
just can't wait till this draft in 3 weeks.
Bro, I'm I'm be overhyped right now. I feel like if we go Jaden Daniels or Penix, do you know that the Commander fan base is going to go ballistic crazy? Do you know that the draft party is going to be off the chain? You're going to have go-go music, barbecues. You're going to have people dancing on their cars, getting fines. That's how you know it's a good party, when the cops give you a fine.
Yes,
get off your hood of your car. Here's a ticket.
I'm right down the street from a whole bunch of clubs. They have a best draft party.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The last party, the one I went to is when we got what's that dude's name? he was with the whatchamacallit. He was with I forgot, Jim Zorn. And we got that dude, the wide receiver. You know who I'm talking about. He was really good, and we surprised the Giants. We beat the Giants. Anyway, that was the last one I went to. But this time,
It was RG3.
RG3, I didn't go to RG3 one.
Yep, that was my. Yep, that was.
But I was part.
2012.
I remember I was part of the NFC East championship when we played Dallas, and I was on Facebook, and they had it playing on the TV on Channel 5, and I saw my comments, and everybody read my comments out loud, and they were busting out laughing. That was the greatest moment of my life. But yeah. With that being said, it's 7:00, folks. We got Big Steve, we got Coach, we had Louis Teno, host, co-host of the Enhanced Sports Show. That's from 4 to 6 on this channel here. Call in number 512-543-4662. And also Miriam Alvarez, who is here. And yes, folks, she just woke up. She just woke up from her Campbell soup nap. So, everybody have a great weekend. God bless. You're human first, everything second, and you're conquerors by definition. So go conquer your dreams because they are yours for the taking. Have a great weekend, folks. God bless.
Have a
God bless.
great
Have a
weekend.
good weekend.
God bless everybody.
And thanks for you guys for coming in and tuning in to the DMV Sports Show. You are great, and I will see you next Saturday with the same topics, probably with a bigger title. All right, be safe. God bless.